Hi, my name is Tommy Walker, and I'll be doing my final individual presentation. As a user, I want to be able to click on a link to take me to another travel website so I can see the flight information for a selected trip. So first, the user has to submit a flight search form. Whenever they do that, an HTTP request will be sent from the website. Once it hits the controller will pull the information from that request and create a flight object and send that to our service class. Our service class will then run a function that will respond by sending a link of string URL. Once that's done, we're going to go ahead and put that into a JSON object and at the controller level and send back that JSON containing a list of string URL. And we're going to send that to the website. At the website level, what's going to happen is that that JSON containing the list of URLs is going to be transformed and represented by a list of hyperlinks that can be clicked on, and whenever those links are clicked on, it'll be taking you directly to wherever the link is specified. As a registered user, I want to save a flight listing to a specified list so I can categorize my flight listing. That was done by having a already registered user logged in. They'll submit that flight search. That'll send the HTTP request, and once it hits a controller, it'll take the information from the HTTP request, create a flight object, and then send that information as a JSON object to the external API. Once we send it to the external API, a JSON object list is returned from there. That's containing all of our flight results and flight quotes. So we send that from the service level to the controller level to the website, and then we display those flight quotes onto the website and show the user that. Then for the user to be able to save flight information to a specific list after already conducting their search, they will have to select a specified list from a list dropdown, press the Save Flight Quote button, and so once they pick their list, they'll have to go down to the flight quote that they want, and whenever they get down there, there will be a Save button. Once they press that button, that will send the flight info, the trip name, and the user email down to the controller. The controller will then pass it to the service, and the service will run functions to where it will save that information, and then the status code is sent back to the website to let you know that everything is done okay. Along with that user story, so I did have to change the database relations. So here's a small table showing the slight change or alteration in our table schema. So beforehand we had account linked to found flight and found hotel directly. So we made a change to where account has a one-to-many relationship with trip list, and then trip list has a many-to-many relationship with both found flight and found hotel. And for this same user story, I went ahead and made a UML diagram showing the parent relationship between account and trip list, and how trip list is containing all of flight, interest, and hotel. So that's the relations between each of these classes here. So that's kind of how we accomplish being able to save efficiently to a specified list, or saving flight information and interest information to a specified list. My next user story was, as a registered user, I want to create a trip list so I can categorize information I want to save. So the registered user will go ahead and select the new trip button that is in the trip drop down menu. So whenever they press that button, the website will show a text box and a button allowing them to fill in whatever name they want for their new list. Once Once they fill in that name, they press the button, and that'll send the new list name to the website. The website will then send the list name and user email to the controller, and from the controller, the trip name and email is sent to the service. The service runs functions that will then send the HTTP status code of the creation of that new list for the specified user. My next user story was, as a registered user, I want to save points of interest results to a specified list so I can categorize my interest for a particular trip. This was very similar to the flight, saving a flight to a specified list. It was done in almost the exact same way. So the registered user submits their interest search, and that's sent to the website. That information is sent to the website. The website will then make a HTTP request with all the information that they have filled out for that search. The controller will break down the HTTP request and grab the location and body and send it to the service. The service will then send a JSON object to an external API, and that external API breaks down that JSON object and returns a list of results. Essentially, that list of results is then sent from the service to the controller, broken down in the service, sent to the controller, and at the controller, that list of interest results is then sent to the website and displayed on the website. After that's done, you select your list drop down, and you select which list that you want to save to, and you go down to whatever list that you're you go down to whatever interest that you're wanting to save, and you press the save button, and that interest info, the trip name and user email name, is then sent to the controller from the website, and the interest object, the trip name and email, is then sent to the service. Whenever that's done, an HTTP request, whenever that's done and saved to whatever specified list, then the HTTP response code will be sent from the service to controller and from controller to website. Thank you.